Hey all, this is Lindsay T, Lady Engineer, and this is just a brief missive on why I don't think you should embark on paid advertising too early on your startup journey. All right, so a lot of advice out there that I have seen for well over 10 years is if you have a product idea, put up a landing page, pay for some advertising, and if people opt in, then there's some proof that people buy into your value proposition. Now, theoretically, that should make sense, but there's a lot of different parts that have to work before someone gives you their email address. And paid marketing, and this is why I think paid advertising can be really expensive. Think about first the ad that you have to develop. You have to have a headline, a description, a picture, and a call to action. So these are 4 variables that are going to influence whether someone even clicks on your ad. Then there's also the variable of the audience that you search, which is that you advertise to. So that's a 5th variable that informs whether the person clicks, okay? Then once they do click, you have a landing page. You have some problem reference and headline at the top. You have some call to action. You have supporting benefits. Again, 3 more in addition to those 5 variables that you have to get right to just get a single person to enter their email address. Now, I've done paid advertising before, and I've done those experiments where you try 25 different ads and you kind of test these different hypotheses, and it is exhausting and it is expensive. And had you used the time to just strategically network and look for potential customers to give you feedback on your landing page, that would have been more valuable to you than going through the heartache of throwing hundreds or thousands of dollars down the drain. The probabilities of you hitting the eight right variables is really low just to get an email address, okay? The other reason later on, let's say you have a product, the other reasons I might not support paid advertising at this point, again, with all of the variables, you are getting false positives potentially at the top of the funnel. So false positives or negatives at the top of the funnel, when really the thing that you need to be caring most about at the early stages of your product is, are people using it? Okay? So if you are starting your advertising at a very expensive point at the top, this is the funnel, at the top of this funnel, and your probability of getting all of those 8 to 10 variables right is really low, and you spend a lot of money, you're not going to get enough people into the actual product. Better to spend your time handpicking, recruiting, nurturing customer relationships to find the right people to give you feedback, test, and use your product. There's also the point of that paid advertising obfuscates whether you have organic retention and organic user acquisition, because you should have that without advertising, right? So you should have that, your product should be that good without advertising, okay? So I really want to save you from a lot of heartache and frustration. Please do not spend your money testing your idea or investing into expensive advertising tactics until you really know that you have that market product fit. You understand that customer audience. You do not need, that's one variable you can get out of the way in advertising, is knowing exactly your audience. Know your audience and know why they like your product. And then after you have organic acquisition and retention, you can use all that information on why customers love your product, why customers refer it and continue to use it, to be much more strategic and pointed with the advertising dollars you do spend. So please, please, please do not spend your early capital testing using advertising.